want to talk a little bit about managing your emotional energy tank. Some of us are V12s and some of us are V8s and V6s, and I suppose what I'm trying to say is we've all got different capacities for emotional energy. And I think one of the most important things as we get older in life is learning what burns off energy and what helps us refuel. And I had someone say to me the other day, they were talking about Bali as a place and being a very spiritual place, and I had someone say to me, these people pray, they pray up to 15 times a day. We went to lunch yesterday at this beautiful little restaurant, and there was a little shrine there, and a lot of the waitresses, you could see them coming on work, and they would go over and pray. And I think from what I could gather, they'd have like these little things of rice. I think must dip their finger in oil, and one had there and one had there, and she'd serve us and she had this little thing of rice. It was just so beautiful. And I almost said to this person, I didn't, my God, I pray a minimum of 3 times a day. Minimum. Now, I'm not talking to that I'm praying to Shiva or Jesus or Buddha or Allah, and religion's a very private practice. It's like your sexuality, what goes on behind closed doors between you and your higher power, your God, or you and your lover is no one's business. So I certainly don't have opinions on what goes on behind closed doors when it comes to the spirit and the expression of your sexuality, because we've all got our own palettes there. And as long as there's respect and heartfelt love with the spirit or with the sexuality, I think that that's a healthy way to connect. But anyway, for how we make love to spirit, and spirit may be, some people can be spiritual but not believe in God, and but they believe in love. And I always say to people, that have been abused in religious domains, that you don't have to throw out spirituality because, religion didn't work for you. There's a saying, religion's for people that don't want to go to hell, and spirituality's for those of us that have been there and don't want to go back. So you can replace the word God with love, and that's what I do in helping a lot of people that have been savaged with that word God. For me, God is God, great outdoors, Mother Nature, and Father Time. And I connected in my little avatar pod as a 4-year-old with a greater force when violence and abuse was happening to me on a daily basis with 2 male elders. And I'd climb into my avatar pod underneath the lemon tree and just get transported to a place where I was strong and I had wings. And prayer is, for me, the masculine, where we speak to love. We speak out our heartfelt prayers for love, to be heard. And then meditation is when we listen, so that's the feminine. So we give our heart a good workout with prayer and meditation, so we're utilising masculine and feminine, so that's the capacity to externalise and internalise. And for me, as a recovering addict, it's a miracle that the most natural thing for me to do today on any given day is to pick up a drink or a drug. It's what I did for 19 years, every single day through adolescence, from my early teens right through until I was 33. So for me, prayer and meditation is a way of life. And when I say 3 times minimum, usually, every day, the beginning of the day and every day at the end of the day, and usually before I leave the house. But if I'm sitting with a character that I find challenging, or I'm noticing my own fear or judgment or anger starting to rise, and none of these things are wrong, they are all tools that we use as human beings to try and get our emotional bearings. But when I'm speaking to another human being and I'm finding discomfort rising, I realise they're a mirror for me, and then I've got to focus on myself, not them, and mind my own business with their character, because people are allowed to be as they are. So I often do a little open-eyed meditation, and on the other person I put a beautiful pair of magnificent angel goose down wings on their back. And as I sit there, I put wings on their back, and that's that namaste. The divinity in me is honouring the divinity in you, because everybody has divinity. And if I call on and only focus on that person's ego or their fear or what I don't like, I can't see anything else. But if I focus on their wings, I can start to talk to their divinity, and often I can redirect conversation, and we can all do it. And what you focus on grows. If you focus on what you don't like about people, that grows. And if you focus on what you do like about people, that grows. So, yeah. It's lovely to be in the spiritual place and to feel at home with prayer and to see that people do it. You walk down the street and there's little prayer baskets, like little fairy baskets with flowers, and they even put, we leave out for Santa little carrots and cookies. They have these little bamboo baskets and they put flowers, and they even leave out little snacks for the god fairies. It's the most delightful thing. Just delightful. Just thought, it'd be nice walking down a Brisbane street, seeing little fairy baskets. Just somebody's spiritual gift of gratitude, and with great poverty, they take time to be grateful and thankful. Beautiful practice.